Hey, guys. This is Kendra with Signing Agent Basics, hanging out with you guys on another Saturday. It's actually Father's Day weekend this weekend that I'm recording this live stream. So I want to wish a happy Father's Day to all the fathers, all the dads, all the guys out there who are active in their own children's lives and the lives of other children. We appreciate each and every one of you for helping those children out, raising them, molding them, and shaping them to be awesome adults. We get to honor you guys this weekend. So I know it is a holiday weekend. So for those of you who are joining me live, thank you so much for taking time out of your day this holiday weekend that we're celebrating the fathers to just come and hang out with me for a little bit. I think this live stream is going to be maybe a little shorter than the ones that I normally do to kind of give you guys a little extra time to prepare, because hopefully you all will be doing something fabulous for all of the dads that are in your lives. So with that said, I am going to go ahead, jump in and get started, guys. In this live stream today, we are going to be talking about how to avoid signing agent shipping fails. The last step in the process of getting a signing completed is normally to drop that completed package off so that it is shipped back, most often to the title company. But there are ways that you can mess that up. And I have seen signing agents work so hard to get their signings done flawlessly and then end up making an unnecessary mistake when they are shipping the package back. So I wanted to talk to you guys today about some of the mistakes, some of the fails that you can have when you are shipping those packages back. So hopefully you don't make them. But of course, guys, before we get started with that, do me a favor. Hit that like button, whether you are watching on Facebook, whether you're watching on YouTube, whether you are watching on LinkedIn. Go down right now and hit that thumbs up, that heart, that like button for me. I appreciate it if you do that. But then, if you really like me, what I really want you to do is come over to my YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button on my YouTube channel, and then hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell on my YouTube channel, you are notified every time I am going to go live, every time I am live, every time I drop a new video on YouTube. You will not miss it. So again, guys, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and then hit the notification bell. And of course, guys, whether you are watching live or whether you are watching on the replay, I want you to also let me know a few things about you. I love learning about you guys. I love seeing where you guys are at all across this country checking out these training videos. So do me a favor, guys, let me know what city and state you are in. And then let me know whether you are an aspiring signing agent. That means that you have not done any loan signings at all. Maybe you're just kind of checking this loan signing thing out to see if it's something that you want to do. Let me know if you are a new signing agent. You are a signing agent, but you've been doing this for a year or less. Or let me know if you are a veteran signing agent. You've been doing this for more than a year. You're a pro. You know what you're doing. You're still checking out my videos, though, just to see if I've got anything new for you. So again, guys, do me a favor. Let me know whether you're watching on Facebook, whether you're watching on LinkedIn, whether you're watching on YouTube, whether you are watching live, and whether you are watching on the replay. Let me know what city and state you are in, and then let me know whether you are an aspiring signing agent, a new signing agent, or a veteran signing agent. I always love to see it. We do have Ebony who is watching live. She is in Washington, D.C. Ebony says that she is a new signing agent, so she's been doing this for a year or less. So Ebony, hopefully this live stream video will be very helpful for you. And she's also checking me out on YouTube. Thank you very much for watching on YouTube. We've got Teresa. She is in Columbus, Ohio. She is an aspiring signing agent. She's been thinking about this for a couple of years, but she hasn't quite dived in yet. So Teresa, hopefully 2025 will be your year to dive in. We've got Norman watching from New Jersey. He's been a signing agent since 2021, so he's a vet and he's checking me out on YouTube. Thank you so much, Norman. We've got Maribel in St. Cloud, Florida. So good to see you. You guys know, if you've been watching my videos for any length of time, while I currently live in Texas, I am originally from Florida. So I always have love for my Florida people. Guys, keep on telling me what city and state you are in, and then keep telling me whether you are an aspiring signing agent, a new signing agent, or a veteran signing agent. Because again, guys, I love to see where y'all are checking me out from. But I'm gonna move on to the next step. I do want to let you guys know that there will be a question and answer session at the end of the live stream. So if you can, try to hold any questions that you have until the end. I'll scroll up once I get to the end to see if I've missed any of your questions, but if you can, try to hold your questions until the end. And guys, if for some reason I miss your question, if I do not answer it during the live stream, let me know. Leave it in the comments still. Leave it in the chat. I always go back and try to answer any questions that I may have missed during the live stream. And if you are watching the replay and you have a question, go ahead and put your question down in the comments. Again, I always go back through and do my very best to answer any questions that I may have missed. Now, you guys know I always got my freebies for you, but I also want to show you where to get those freebies at. So first step is to come over to my YouTube video. All of the links that I'm going to talk to you about are in the description box of the YouTube video. So if you are watching this on Facebook, or if you are watching this on LinkedIn, come over to YouTube and then you will have to go to the description box. So if you are watching this on your laptop or desktop computer, to find the description box, you're going to look underneath the video. Then you're going to look underneath the title of the video. And then you're going to see a little bit of the description box open, and you will see the word more. Click on the word more. That's going to open up the description box. Now, if you are watching this on your cell phone or another mobile device, again, you're going to look underneath the video. You're going to look underneath the title of the video. And then again, you're going to see the word more. Click on the word more. Now, when you do that on your cell phone or your mobile device, it's just going to open the description box up a little bit. You're going to have to click the word more again. So click it that second time. And then once you do that, whether you are watching this on your computer or whether you are watching this on your cell phone or mobile device, then the entire description box will open up and you will see links to all of the freebies that I always have for you guys. Now, some of you guys are asking, okay, that's cute, but what are the freebies? What do you have for me? Well, first thing I have for you guys is my free new signing agent checklist. Guys, if you are an aspiring signing agent, if you are a new signing agent, if you've been doing this for a year or less, make sure that you download that free new signing agent checklist. I walk you step by step, everything that you need to get in order to become a signing agent. You don't have to worry about, did I miss this? Did I miss that? Did I forget this? You literally have a checklist that you can check off of all of the different things that you need and that you need to know to become a signing agent. And there are also clickable links in that checklist that will take you to the different things and different places that you're going to need to get started as a signing agent. So make sure that you download that checklist. And then the second free thing that I have for you is my free AI guide for notaries. Guys, ChatGPT, AI, all of these different artificial intelligence things are awesome tools that you can use in your notary business and in your signing agent business. But the thing that kind of trips people up is how to get started with it, how to communicate with it, how to ask the questions properly in ChatGPT so that you can get the information and the answers that you need. So guys, I came up with a guide specifically for notaries to help you use ChatGPT and AI in your business. You got to have this, guys. You got to have this because ChatGPT AI is something that we're going to be using more and more in the future. So if you haven't downloaded it already, make sure that you download my free AI guide for notaries today. All right, guys, like I said, I'm gonna try to get y'all done pretty quick today, or I'm gonna say quicker than normal. Y'all know I talk a lot, so I'm not gonna say quick. But quicker than normal so that you can celebrate the dad. So we are going to get started. So again, we are talking about the fails, the ways that you can mess up in shipping a package back after you have completed a signing. So for those of you who are aspiring signing agents or even new signing agents, the basic duties of a signing agent is to print documents out properly. Then we meet with the signers at an agreed upon location. Then we get the documents signed, dated, initialed, and notarized properly. And then normally the last step, once we have done that, is to drop the package off in a timely manner to be delivered to the title company. The majority of the time, the documents are going to go back to the title company. Sometimes if you're in an attorney state, it might go to an attorney. But the bottom line is we've got to drop the package off in a timely manner to be delivered to wherever the heck it is that it is supposed to go. So shipping the package back is the last step. If you are new, you might be thinking, oh my gosh, I got to pay for shipping. I gotta pay to send these things back. No, signing agents do not have to pay for shipping. What normally happens is that when you're printing the documents out, one of the pages that you print out is going to be a prepaid shipping label that you are going to use to send the documents back with. So that's perfect because then you don't have to worry about making sure you have the right address. It's already printed on there. You don't have to worry about paying for anything. The title company or the attorney's office has already paid for the shipping. All you have to do is print that label out, affix it to the package, and then drop the package off properly. Now, again, it is your responsibility to drop the package off properly and in a timely manner to be delivered to the title company. So, the first fail, the first way that signing agents mess this up is by not understanding that it's not good enough to just drop the package off somewhere. There are specific places that you should and should not drop these packages off at. And I'm going to give you guys more details about those should and shouldn'ts in just a little bit. But it's not good enough to just drop it off somewhere, anywhere. You got to do it in a specific manner, following the instructions and the requirements of the company that hired you. Also, signing agents mess up because they don't understand that it is also our job to verify and get confirmation that the package has been received by the shipping company in time to be delivered to the contracting company the next business day. All right. We're going to talk about that a little bit more. But guys, here's the deal. Companies are generally going to assume that you are going to drop the package off directly with the shipping company so that it will be received the next business day. Sometimes they'll make that clear in their instructions. Sometimes they won't. But whether it is clear in the instructions or not, this is the assumption. This is what most companies, 99.9% of companies, are going to assume. It is such a big assumption that a lot of the times, again, they're not even going to write it in the instructions, because this is something that as a signing agent, you should just know. You've got to drop the package off directly with the shipping company. So that's either going to be FedEx or UPS. Normally, it could be some other shippers, but it's normally either FedEx or UPS. You're going to drop it off directly with the shipping company so that it will be received the next business day. So that means you can't hold on to a package for a day or two. You need to drop it off immediately. That also means that if the signing is late in the day, so here I'm in San Antonio, Texas, right? Most drop boxes and FedEx offices and all of that stuff close by, or their last pickup is 6 p.m. So if I have a signing at 4 p.m., I probably won't be done with that signing until 5. That means I got a boogie over to FedEx or UPS before 6 p.m. to get that package dropped off. Now, there is, again, in my city, one location that stays open until 9. They take drop-offs until 9 p.m. However, the 6 p.m. locations may be closer to me. But if I miss that 6 p.m. location, I now have to go kind of out of my way to get to that 9 p.m. location, because, again, companies are going to assume that you are going to drop the package off in time for them to receive it the next business day. Now, if for some reason you are going to be unable to drop the package off to be received the next business day, you need to let the company that hired you know ASAP. So, for example, if I get a signing and the signing is at 6 p.m., that means we won't be done until about 7 p.m. I'm going to be cutting it close to make it to that 9 p.m. drop. So before I even print out documents, before I even call the customer to confirm, I let the company that hired me know, hey, this signing is scheduled for 6 p.m. So I may not be able to make it to drop the package off at 9 p.m. for it to be received the next business day. Is that okay? You need to let them know this as early as possible in the process, so that if they need to make some other arrangements, they can. It's not helpful at all for you to wait until 7 p.m. and then say, oh, by the way, since it's 7 p.m., I'm not going to get this package dropped off to be delivered to you guys tomorrow. It's too late. It's too late then. This is something that you need to let them know ahead of time. So guys, whenever you get a signing for a later time in the day, if there's any possibility that you're not going to be able to make your cutoff to drop that package off, you need to let the people know who hired you as soon as possible to make them aware. And that way they can make any changes, they can make any adjustments, any of that good stuff that they need, so that there are no issues with the funding of the transaction. All right. So the second way that signing agents mess up shipping packages off is by not dropping the package at an official location. So guys, remember, again, it is not good enough to just drop the package off somewhere, okay? It is our job to verify and get confirmation that the package has been received by the appropriate shipping company in time to be delivered to the contracting company the next business day. So that means you need to physically hand the package directly over to the shipping company, not to a third party, not to a shipping middleman, whether they are authorized or not. So sometimes, especially in like Dollar General stores or Walgreens locations, you will see that they are authorized shipping locations for FedEx. But here's the thing, guys. The receipt that you receive from these authorized locations are not real receipts. The package is not in the shipping company's tracking system yet, so it cannot be properly tracked. All that receipt kind of says is that you handed it over to somebody at Dollar General or at Walgreens. But again, remember, our job is to make sure that the package gets handed over directly to the appropriate shipping company. Again, that's normally FedEx and that's normally UPS. So what that means is you cannot, I'm not going to say you cannot, you should not use these authorized third-party locations. you should be going directly to FedEx office. You should be going directly to a FedEx shipping location. You should be going directly to the UPS store and handing that package off to a FedEx employee or a UPS employee, not a Dollar General employee, not a Walgreens employee, not a, mailboxes, etc. employee. You should hand it directly to FedEx or UPS employees. Now, the other thing, especially with FedEx has recently started using in their FedEx offices, they started using these indoor self-service drop box. But guys, again, remember I said you need to hand it directly to a FedEx employee. The receipt that you get from those indoor FedEx drop boxes, it's not a real receipt either. All that receipt says is that they think you might have put the package in that box, okay? If you use the tracking number from that receipt, you will see that the package is still not in the FedEx system. You always want to get a receipt with an actual FedEx tracking number from a FedEx staff member to protect yourself. And I'm going to tell you guys, I learned that one the hard way. When those new indoor FedEx drop boxes first came out, I was super excited because I was like, I don't have to wait in line anymore to get a receipt. So I used it, I scanned it, I got the little receipt that comes from the drop box, I put it in the drop box. And then the next day, I got a call from the title company saying, hey, we haven't gotten the package. Where is it? And I was like, well, I dropped it off at FedEx. And so I took the receipt and I tried putting the tracking number from that receipt into FedEx.com, into their tracking system. And it was like, nope, this is not a real tracking number. Because again, that does not, when you drop it off in that indoor box, it does not actually put it in the FedEx system. So I started freaking out. So I called the FedEx location. And I go to this location often. So I spoke with one of the employees. I reminded them of who I was. I told them that I had dropped the package off in the drop box. And they're like, well, we'll look for it. I don't know. A long story short, a couple of hours later, they called me back and said, oh, we accidentally set the package to the side. It was just sitting in their office. When they had cleared out the drop box, they accidentally set it down somewhere and they didn't scan it into their system and it didn't get picked up. So that delayed that package getting to the title company for an extra day. That delayed the funding on that loan for an extra day. That caused issues for the buyer and the seller. So again, guys, those little boxes are super cute. They really try to make you use them, but no matter what, make sure that you get a real receipt from a staff member. Now, the compromise that I make, because I think their home office, and Ebony is saying it as well, the employees really promote those self-service machines. They do. And in talking to some of those FedEx employees, I believe it's a mandate, a requirement from their higher ups that they push people to use that machine. What I do though, and this is after talking to the employees again, because they see me often, is I will go to the kiosk, I will scan it in. I don't print the receipt out because I don't need that receipt because it doesn't really say anything, but I will scan it in so it gets scanned into that system. Then I get in line and I go to a staff member and I have the staff member give me the real receipt. Again, guys, if you take the real receipt, when you take that tracking number and put it into FedEx.com, it clearly shows that the package has been received by FedEx. Once it hits that step, you're good. You're clear. It shows that you have handed the package off to FedEx. Whatever happens to the package from that point, it's not on you. It is on FedEx. But you have to get that receipt. You have to get it scanned into the system to protect yourself. All right. The third way that signing agents mess up when they are shipping back packages is using an outdoor or an unmanned drop box. Now, guys, again, I'm not going to lie to you. For years, I dropped packages in drop boxes, just whatever drop box was the closest. But here's the deal. I want to say at least once a quarter, one of those packages would get delayed, it would get lost, something would happen. And again, I would have absolutely no proof that I had actually put the package in the Dropbox. So guys, here's the deal. Just putting a package in the Dropbox is not verifying that the package has been received by the shipping company, because even though it's in a cute little box that says FedEx or UPS, FedEx or UPS has not received that package yet. So many things can happen. Literally, the drop box could get robbed. Literally, the person who's coming to empty the drop box could drop your package or misplace your package. So many things can happen between you putting the package in the drop box and it getting actually scanned into the FedEx system. And if something happens to that package in between those 2 points, the bottom line is it's on you. That package being missing is now your fault. It will get blamed on you. And at best, you will be responsible for getting it re-signed for free. That means printing those documents back out again, meeting those signers again, and getting that package re-signed. That's the best case scenario. But again, if the package has gotten lost, if it delays the funding, the closing of the transaction for a day or more, there might be financial losses. That could cost the buyer money. That could cost the seller money. That could cost the person who's refinancing money. It could cost the title company or the lender money. And if you cost them money, they technically can turn around and try to recoup those losses from you. So that's one of those instances where you could literally get sued. You could get taken to civil court to have to pay whatever those losses are. Guys, it's not worth it. It is not worth it at all. You do not want to use an outdoor or an unmanned drop box. Always, 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 unless there's absolutely no other way around it, you always want to take a package to a manned location and hand it directly to the shipping company employee. Now, I'm sure there's going to be some people watching this that goes, but Kendra, there's no other way. I live way out in some rural area. The closest FedEx office or UPS store is an hour or 2 hours away. There's no way that I can do that. So if for some reason there is no other option other than dropping a package in an outdoor or unmanned drop box, again, notify the company that hired you before you drop the package off to make them aware. You basically, kind of want to tell them, hey, this is the only option. So I'm not going to be held responsible if for some reason this package does come up missing. And what I would also do when I used to drop packages in the drop box, it really isn't protection, but this is better than nothing, is I would take a picture of the package kind of on top of the drop box. And usually they normally have a little sign on it that says picked up or not picked up. So you want it to say not picked up. And I'll take a picture of the package and the drop box before I drop it in. Now, again, that's no real proof that you have dropped it off in the drop box, but it's better than nothing. And again, if you have to drop the package off in a drop box, always make sure that you let the company that hired you know this ahead of time. So basically, they are okaying the risk that you're putting it in that drop box. And I do see a question that I'm going to try to answer. Let's see. Dolores said, please clarify. When you drop the package in a drop box and don't take that receipt and go to the desk for a real receipt, how do they know that you dropped the package in the drop box? Great question. You do not put the package in the drop box. You scan the package. You get the little fake receipts. I don't even get it gives you an option to get the fake receipt or not. It depends on how well you know your FedEx people. I know my FedEx people. They know I've scanned it in. So I don't get the fake receipt from the indoor drop box. So I scan it in. So it's in the Dropbox system. Then I physically still take that package and I hand it to the FedEx employee. So then they scan it into their real system and give me a real receipt. So that is a great question. You're never going to drop it in that indoor Dropbox. The package is always going to go from your hand directly into the employee's hand. The only reason why we're even going to scan it into their little stupid Dropbox is because they push it, they require it. And again, I think it's kind of their home office is requiring them to encourage people to use that Dropbox. It kind of works towards their sales numbers and that kind of stuff. So I love my FedEx people. They're always awesome to me. If that's something that they need to have done, I don't mind doing that extra step. But to protect myself, once I do that, I take the package, I hand it to the FedEx or employee, and I have them scan it into their system. So Dolores, that was a great, great question. All right. So then your fourth fail is not getting a receipt from the official FedEx or UPS store location. So again, we're going to physically take the package and hand it to a FedEx or UPS employee. Soon as you hand it to them, they're going to scan it into their system, and their system can create a receipt for you. So you want to get that receipt. Now, getting the receipt does a couple of different things. Again, one, you have proof that the package went directly from your hand into the hands of the official shipping company. And then two, the package has to be scanned into the FedEx or UPS system in order for a receipt to be generated. So when you get that receipt, you basically have verification that the package is in the system. You could literally whip out your phone, go to FedEx.com or UPS.com right then, put the tracking number in, and it shows the package in the FedEx or UPS system. So then that way the title company knows it's been dropped off. Anybody, I even tell customers, I've even had some customers sometimes, maybe it was their very first time having a signing agent come to their home to do a signing, and they were a little nervous about me taking their documents somewhere that they didn't know. And I would tell them, hey, here's the tracking number. I'm about to go to FedEx right now and drop this package off. In an hour, when you put this tracking number into FedEx.com, you will see that the package has been received by FedEx. So getting that receipt gives proof that you handed the package directly to the shipping company employee, because that's your job. And then it also proves and makes sure that the package is in the shipping company's system so that it can be tracked step by step. All right. So then the fifth fail that I've seen signing agents do, again, messing it up at the end of the transaction for no good reason, is ordering a pickup for the package at your home or at another location. Now, I know a lot of times on those labels or on FedEx or UPS.com, it says, hey, if you need us to come and pick up your package, we can. Just call 1-800-FedEx or 1-800-UPS, and we will come and pick up your package. And so signing agents have seen that, and they're like, well, shoot, why am I driving to FedEx or UPS when they can just come to my house and pick it up? But guys, here's the deal. First, getting package pickups most likely often costs more money. And then this cost is usually charged to the company that created the shipping label. Again, this is costing them more money than they are expecting. When they created the label, it already told them how much shipping was going to cost for this particular package. So that is the amount that they basically accounted for this particular transaction. But if you order a pickup, that's going to add an extra 20, 30, 40, 50. I don't know how much it costs, but it's going to add more to the shipping costs than the company was expecting to pay. And obviously, having to pay more money for shipping than they expected is going to upset your clients, guys, especially because what you're basically doing is being lazy. Part of what our fee that we're getting paid covers is for us to take the package to the shipping company. They are paying us to take the package where it needs to go. So they don't want to pay you to drop the package off and then pay the shipping company to come and pick up the package. Like, why pay you if they're going to pay twice? Okay. And again, I've had some people say, for whatever reason, that was their only option to get the package dropped off. So again, if for some reason the only way you can drop the package off is to order a pickup to come to your home, then you need to make sure to get it approved way ahead of time by the company that hired you first. Okay. Again, never, never, never just decide to get a home pickup for a package on your own. Always clear it with the company that hired you first, guys. All right. So don't do that. Don't make that fail. Don't mess up like that. That's not good. All right, guys. The sixth way that signing agents mess up shipping the documents back is by putting the documents in the shipping package loose without securing them. And I have seen this and it drives me crazy. A package is normally about 150 pages, 150 to 200 pages on average. I've seen signing agents just take that loose clump of papers and just put it in an envelope and close it. Guys, never put loose documents in a shipping package. The documents will get jostled around, bent, and messed up during shipping. I promise you, FedEx is not handling your package gently. UPS is not handling your package gently. They're getting tossed around. It's getting thrown through machinery. And if you do not secure the documents in the package, they are going to get damaged during shipping. So different people do different things. I've seen people put a rubber band around the packages. I don't like that because, again, it still is going to damage the package. They're still going to get jostled around. That rubber band where it rubs on the side is going to mess up the sides of the paper. I personally use metal binder clips. And there's a picture. If you don't know what a binder clip is, there's a picture of it up on the screen right now. Metal binder clips can securely hold hundreds of pages to help keep the document secure and undamaged during shipping. So binder clips needs to be one of the supplies that you buy and that you keep as a signing agent. I usually buy small, medium, and large binder clips because, again, I have different size packages. I will say that the majority of the packages, 80% of the packages, a medium binder clip is what I use to secure it. That is the right size for about 80% of the packages. So I spend most of my binder clip money on medium binder clips, but it's always good to have smalls and large as well, just in case you have a small or a large package. But whatever you do, guys, do not just drop loose documents in a shipping package. All right, so then the seventh, and this might be our last fail. I think this is the last one. Seventh fail is dropping a loose check in the shipping package. Now, sometimes you will be required to accept funds from the signer. Those funds will usually be a cashier's check, some sort of, that's called certified funds. It's usually a cashier's check. However, it could also be a personal check. It could also be a money order. It just depends on the instructions from the signer's lender, title company, or attorney. But most of the time, it is a cashier's check. And whether these checks are for small amounts of money or big amounts of money, they're all important. But especially if it is a big amount of money, you do not want that check to get lost. I want to say like the biggest cashier's check that I have accepted was probably somewhere around $30,000. That's a pretty big check, guys. And if that check gets lost, obviously it can cause a problem. So if you just drop a loose check in a shipping package, it is really, really easy for that check to get missed by the person who is opening the package and then thrown away with the package itself. Because here's the deal, guys. The person who's opening the package, they may not really even know what's going on with that transaction. It might be a secretary. It might be somebody in the funding department. They may not have any idea that money was due at the closing. They may not think to even look for a check. And if that check is just in there loose, they're going to see the package with the binder clip on it. They're going to take that out, but they might not see the check. And I've actually had that happen before, guys. Again, I've been doing this for about 20 years. I want to say it's only happened once or twice, but that was one or two too many times where the person who opened the package missed the check in the package, threw the package away, and ended up throwing the check away as well. So if you just drop a loose check in there, you don't have any proof that the check was even in the package. So if they call you up, let's say they call me, hey, Kendra, there was supposed to be a $20,000 check in the package. Where is it? And I can say, well, I put it in the package. And they're going to say, well, we didn't get it. And then you got a problem because unless you can prove that the check was in there, which you really can't, again, it's going to cause issues, and it can cause financial issues for many of the people involved in that transaction. And again, since it was your job to make sure that that check made it back where it was supposed to go, that problem can fall on you. And again, you could get sued civilly for whatever the financial repercussions of that missing check was. So you always, always, always want to secure the check to a form at the top of the document package. Now, what I like to do is actually staple the check to the first document in the package. So I will staple the check to that first document. And then when I put my binder clip on, I will binder clip where the check is. So the check is secured by the staple, and the check is also secured by the binder clip. Now, if you do staple, make sure that you staple on a blank part of the check. Do not staple over any of the writing. Find a blank spot on the check to staple it. If you staple it and put your binder clip on it, I promise you it is not going to come off. Now, another way that also saves you, because I have had times where I have stapled the check to that document, and somehow the person who opened it, I don't know, they took the check off, they set it down, and again, the check got lost. I was then at least able to say, I stapled the check to this first document. And when they look at that first document, they can see staple holes. They can see where something was stapled. So that gave me a little bit more proof that I had actually stapled the check to the package. And then Ebony said, should you take a picture of the check before mailing? You can, but here, I wouldn't just take a picture of the check because again, just because you take a picture of the check, that does not prove that the check was in the package, right? So what I would take a picture of, I would staple the check, I would put the binder clip on the package where the check is. Usually I do it up near the top. I would slide the package into the envelope, and then I would take a picture of the check stapled to the document with the binder clip in the package while the package is still open, and then seal it. So again, that's still not 100% proof, but you've got pretty compelling evidence that you did include the check in the shipping package. Because guys, again, if it becomes a he said, she said, if it becomes a, well, I put it in there and they say you didn't, it is going to be a problem. It is going to be a big problem. And you don't want that kind of problem as a signing agent, especially not as a new signing agent. If you are a new signing agent and one of the first packages that you do, the check goes missing, that is very hard to recover from, okay? So we want to make sure that we get any checks, any funds that we're supposed to receive at the closing. We want to make sure we receive them. And then if the check, because it's going to be either a check, a cashier's check, personal check, or money order, you want to attach that check to a document at the top of the package and then binder clip it. Now, always double check the instructions from the company that hired you. I do have a few companies that do not want you to staple the check. So then what I will do is I will just put it under the binder clip. So it is clipped in on the top of the package under the binder clip, okay? That will keep it secure as well. Again, I like to staple, but if the instructions clearly say do not staple, you always want to make sure that you follow those instructions. But again, there's only a couple of companies that are not okay with me stapling. The majority of companies that I have worked with are always okay with me stapling that check. Because again, the most important thing is that those funds make it to the title company, the attorney's office, or wherever the heck they are going. All right, guys, those are the shipping fails that you need to avoid as a signing agent. I hope that that information was helpful for you. Again, guys, these are things that I have learned from trial and error. These are things that I, have done to avoid some of the issues that can come up when you ship packages back. Now, of course, nothing is 100%, but if you follow the steps, if you avoid the fails that I have listed for you, then the odds are you will not have any problems with shipping your packages back, guys. And again, if you are a new signing agent, if you are an aspiring signing agent, even if you're a veteran signing agent, training, as always, is more important than ever. Guys, interest rates are crazy. The market's a little slow right now. So this is the time that you really have to shine as a signing agent to get business and to keep business. And being properly trained, being able to go through a document package smoothly with the signer, knowing how to get everything signed, initial, dated, notarized properly, knowing how to do all of this stuff in a timely manner is what is going to separate you from the rest of the pack, so that you can get the business that you want to be successful. So go down into the description box of this video. If you want information about my Signing Agent Advanced training program, click on the link down there. It'll take you to my website. All of the info is on there. And I also have a free webinar in the description box that you can watch as well if you are interested in becoming a signing agent. So look, guys, that's all I've got on that. This is the time. I already answered a couple of questions, but this is the time, if you have any questions, to go ahead and put them in the chat. Dolores did say, hey, some companies don't want binder clips also. And again, guys, here is the deal. Follow whatever instructions you are given. If a company does not want you to use binder clips, then don't use binder clips. But then they cannot blame you if the package comes in disheveled or messed up, that kind of thing. If they're not allowing you to use binder clips, if they don't want to use binder clips, fine. But again, then they cannot blame you for the package, not staying together during shipping. But I will say again, I don't personally think I've had any company tell me to not use binder clips. I'm sure there are some companies out there that do say that, but they are in the minority. The majority of the companies that I work with have no problem with me using binder clips to send the packages back. But that is why it is super, super important to always read the instructions so you know what the company that is hiring you wants done. And then also keep in mind, guys, especially if you're getting signings from a signing service, the instructions will be different for every signing that you do, even through a signing service, because the signing service has to follow the instructions from the title company or the lender or the attorney that is hiring them for the transaction. So it doesn't matter how many signings you've done for a particular company. Always, always, always look through their instructions, follow their instructions. And if you do have any questions, make sure that you contact them as early as possible to get clarification on any questions that you may have. All right, guys. Well, I don't see any other questions. But again, if you think of something later, or if you think of things, guys, while you are watching this in the replay, feel free to put it down in the comments. I always go back and try to answer as many questions as I can. Thank you guys for hanging out with me live. Again, Happy Father's Day to all of you dads out there. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful weekend with your children and your family. Guys, have a productive and profitable day. And I will see you guys next month for our next live stream. Bye, guys.